This is week 4 or week 5 of me doing semen retention, and I have made a lot of huge improvements in the fact in that I went on my first date ever with a girl. And to put some summary to this, I am a 20-year-old virgin. And I had the opportunity to go ahead and lose my V card with that girl last couple days ago, but I did not really just end up going with it because I'm not compared to other. I'm not like everyone else that's trying to go ahead and lose my V card as quick as possible, or to go ahead and consume and lust. Like some gnats right there. I'm not someone who's willing to go ahead and just lose my V card instantly. And yeah, I got a chance to enjoy that, man. I got some experience, and that was my first ever at 20 years old. And do I like to pinpoint this on retention? I don't know what to pinpoint it on, but hopefully you're not doing retention in the terms of trying to go ahead and get woman attraction, because that really takes you down the wrong path. And I'm gonna make a couple more videos, so this video is gonna be short. I'm gonna make a video on how to go ahead and overcome the hub, because I have an unorthodox way of going ahead and overcoming it. And the way that I was really able to go ahead and overcome being addicted to corn is, if you're addicted to it right now and you're still watching, you're going back and forth here and there, I encourage you, the time that you actually get the urge to go ahead and go on there, go on there. I know that's very, you don't hear that advice, but hear me out. The thing is, when you go on there, be conscious of the things that you're watching, because some of these things that you're just watching, like, why are you even doing that in the first place? Why are some of the videos on there just don't make sense? Why they have views, why people watch these videos, why people beat off to these videos. It makes no sense. Watching some other guy going crazy with a girl, and you're just watching that on your phone. It just does not make sense. And a lot of things just don't make sense. Some of the things that you're just watching on there. And once you start to realize that some of you guys are actually better than some of those dudes on the hub. I mean, there's out of shape dudes who's getting some cheeks on the hub. Some fat guys who don't take care of their bodies, who's doing drugs, who is out of shape, who is not going to the gym, who is not improving themselves, who is doing this sinful act. And yeah, and I do agree, the hub, it does take you away from God. It does take you away from what life is truly meant to be. It takes you away from God. It makes no sense that we have a huge urge to go ahead and watch a website, but don't have a huge urge to go ahead and seek wisdom from God. That is something that just completely does not make sense. And yeah, I know that's very risky in the terms of going on the hub and being conscious, but that is something that I have done to go ahead and to really realize that the stuff that I am watching is completely stupid, and that I am better than these dudes, and that I deserve better. And I'm not gonna go ahead and watch some videos, some guy going crazy to a girl. It just does not make sense. It doesn't. It's so stupid watching that junk. It's something that you should not be watching. And if you're just watching it, if you're addicted to that stuff, just go on there one time. It's not gonna end up hurting you, even though you might hope. Don't smack your stuff on the site. That's not the point. The point is for you to be conscious on there and realize, why am I watching this stuff? Because a lot of you, because most for the for the vast majority of the time, we go on there and we're not conscious of what we're doing. And if you just become a little bit more conscious of, yeah, man, I shouldn't be doing this in the first place, you probably will never end up going back on there. Yes, I have failed a couple of times in doing this experiment. Yes, it is very risky, and that's why you don't hear people recommend it. Oh my God, watching for the glass. But yeah, man, week 5 of retention, I know there's not that much for me to really go ahead and say. But man, I made huge progress. I have made huge efforts, and the huge mind trick on this is that if you're trying to go ahead and improve your results, or trying to go ahead and talk to girls, if you can't approach girls, that is something that you should be working on with retention. If you struggle being more social, that is something that you should be working on retention. You should be making yourself uncomfortable constantly. You should be becoming aware of other things that might be hindering your progress. So if that is listening to music, if that's playing video games, if that is watching anime, if that is doing doom scrolling on social media, if that's social media, then you have to go ahead and become aware of those things. And you do become aware of those things. And the whole entire mind trick is that it wants you to put you in a sense of that you're losing. And in reality, you're not losing. But that is the mind trick there, is that it makes you feel like you're losing, but in reality, you're winning. This is a whole entire homeless guy's thing over here. Completely trashed over here. Dang. Yeah, it's wild over here. I don't know. I'm just over here observing. I know these videos are really, really boring videos, but it's just me talking about whatever it is. It's just me getting some stuff off my chest. And if you do make it through these videos, maybe you do end up learning something. And the final point I'll end off with here is the mind will play a trick on you to go ahead and make you feel guilty. If you're feeling guilty, like you're doing something, you're frustrated, you're mad, you have all this emotion, you're acting emotionally towards something that you should be doing. If you feel frustrated after relapsing, if you feel frustrated not talking to people, if you feel frustrated going back to your comfortable habits, you're gonna stay in those habits. That is the trick, is that it makes you, by you not doing these things, it makes you feel mad about not doing these things, and it continues you not end up doing these things. It's a whole entire loop. You go ahead and, for example, trying to go ahead and talk to a girl, you try to go ahead and you see a girl that you like, and you're too nervous to go ahead and say anything to her, so you don't end up saying anything to her. Then your mind just has all these thoughts, all these conversations about, man, I should have said something to her, man, I'm scared, man, I'm nervous, man, it's easy, I should be able to go ahead and do this, it's easy, I should be able to go ahead and do this. But once you're in that stage of where you're no longer worrying about it, and that could be a little tricky in explaining, because you don't want to be, because you kind of hear that concept is that we're not worrying about it, that means you won't be doing it. No, put yourself in positions and opportunities to go ahead and do those things, talking to girls, doing those uncomfortable social things. Of course, do those things, but you just can't dwell in them. You just can't. Once you dwell about thinking about talking to a girl, you dwell about doing something socially, then you're just not gonna be able to go ahead and do it. And if you feel guilt, if you feel shame about whatever it is, it's just amplifying that back onto you, and it's making you not being able to go ahead and achieve it. Because once you stop caring, man, once you start having that sense of importance, like I need to do it, I have to do it. Once you just take that back, you're able to accomplish so much more. And hopefully I get better at explaining these concepts. But yeah, man, getting way better at explaining these concepts though.